So guys, today, get ready to get to know the Schneider Electric Return to Work program. We are so very excited to celebrate our partnership with Schneider. We've got 3 amazing sessions today. The first session is going to end at 12:15, the session you're in now, where we're going to learn a lot about the culture and the DEI at Schneider Electric. At 12:15, we're going to then move on to our next session with one of the returners from the 2023 program. And we are going to be able to learn a little bit about what it is to participate in the Return to Work program. Then at 12:35, you're going to hear from Amanda, as well as our amazing senior recruiter, Kimberly, where they're going to discuss the current roles that we have and the current placements that we are open for, and we will be able to get it started. For now, I'm going to leave it over to Amanda, Mariana, and Peter, and they'll discuss today the DEI and Schneider culture.
Awesome, Justin. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I love to see that we have such a great crowd here today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for this amazing event. My name is Amanda Olender, and I am a Senior Program Manager at reacHIRE. I have the pleasure of getting to work on this amazing Schneider Electric program. This is our 3rd program with Schneider, and I've been fortunate to manage all 3 of them. I'm lucky to work with an amazing team of individuals at Schneider on this program, 2 of which we have with us here today, Mariana Carletta and Peter Schull. I know Peter might be tied, he's at an event and might be tied up a bit, but Peter, happy to have you joining us and happy to have you both here to talk a little bit more about Schneider. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Pleasure to be with you all.
Peter, are you here with us? Just doing a quick check. Again, I know you're at I think a military spouse event today. So just wanting to check if you are here. All right, so we'll hold off. Mariana, why don't we get started and just have you talk a little bit about your role at Schneider. And I will start out as introducing you as a leader in DE&I, so diversity, equity, and inclusion for North America at Schneider. So would love for you to just give a little bit of an overview of your role, as well as any, if you want to touch on any of your priorities that you are focusing on at this point.
Sure, thank you. My role as DI leader in Schneider Electric North America involves owning the end-to-end benchmarking and deployment of DI-related policies and practices. I collaborate very closely with various teams, including businesses, functions, human resources, employer branding, marketing, to effectively execute our DI strategy and drive transformation. This involves as well overseeing and participating in the design and implementation of new DI programs, such as this returnship program. And in terms of our DI priorities, I can share they're all tied, of course, to our DI strategy that we call Inclusion and Care by Design. And an important DI priority we have, all of these thinking longer term, 2025 and beyond, is what we call our 2025 gender balance ambition, what we call 50-40-30, which is to increase gender diversity in hiring by 50%, frontline management by 40%, and leadership teams 30%. So this is a very ambitious goal, and there's various initiatives and programs and actions in place to achieve that and drive that greater gender balance. Another important priority is developing the next level of inclusive leaders through our Inclusion for Impact leadership development program. This is a very important initiative to support our managers in taking their leadership, their inclusive leadership skills to that next level, and for driving greater innovation and high performance to meet our business objectives.
Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Sure. And just very quickly, in terms of our generations and equal pillars, we also have priorities around offering meaningful career development programs to employees who are at later stages in their career. And we have other priorities as well around diversifying our talent pipeline, increasing diversity of our workforce, eliminating gender pay gap, and lots of other things, right, tied to digital upskilling and improving employee engagement. But I can go on for a full hour on this, so I'll stop for now.
And needless to say, you're a busy woman. You've got a lot going on, but really exciting stuff. Thank you for giving kind of a snapshot of all, this program is one piece of a lot of other initiatives that you are all working on. So thank you for giving us some insight into that. I want to talk a little bit about culture. Now, I know as someone who, returning to work and just in general, it's really important to be part of an organization with a strong culture and just wanting to understand what that culture is. So can you talk a little bit about Schneider's culture?
Sure. I can say that inclusion is an integral part of our company culture and a key pillar of our employee value proposition. So a core value, for example, is embrace different, which is also tied to our leadership expectations. In fact, globally, we want to be the most diverse, inclusive, and equitable company in the world. So it's a very, very high, very important aspiration and ambition. We value differences and welcome people from all walks of life. And we especially value non-traditional talent, which, for example, a returner could be considered that. So really wanting to harness that potential in all our employees. And of course, there's lots to do in Schneider. We still have work to do to continue progressing on that journey. But we have multiple programs, initiatives, actions. We have, for example, our employee resource groups that support employees from different diversities, different topics that they care about. And ultimately, we believe in equal opportunities for everyone, ensuring that employees really feel uniquely valued and safe to contribute their best. So we believe that inclusion is not just the right thing to do, but it's also a business priority to really bring the best of our people and grow our business. And so when it comes to our culture, an integral part, as I mentioned, is our strategy of inclusion and care by design. And our goal is to really harness inclusion and care in all our behaviors and our processes. So you'll see that it's really embedded in our culture.
I love that. It's about bringing the whole human to work, all of you, and I know I've seen that through the returners' experiences as well. I want to take a moment and welcome Peter Shull, who is the veterans leader at Schneider. Peter, thank you. I know you're at a big in-person event. So, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was facing a little technical challenge here, but I think you guys can hear me now.
Hey, better late than never. So
yeah,
happy
right.
you're here. And if you just want to, give a quick overview of your role at Schneider, that would be great to just kind of get everyone in.
So, absolutely. So I'll start off with, I was a 28-year veteran serving in the Army. When I left the military, took an opportunity to come work with Schneider Electric as the Military and Veterans Affairs leader. For me, I've only been here for a year, but it's been a phenomenal experience so far, and I can attest to the fact that, firsthand, Schneider's words align with their actions in terms of, the sorts of culture that Mariana just laid out there. Really, why I came to kind of get involved in this particular program is that within the military spouses, which there's about 700,000 military spouses amongst all the different services, they face a significant challenge in finding meaningful employment. And so in a way, due to the military lifestyle and culture of this constant move, being stationed at locations away from, where you grew up, your family, your friends, and then often in locations where there aren't a whole lot of job opportunities, this has become a barrier and causes a lot of them to leave the workforce and just, abdicate their career opportunities for their spouses as they continue to serve, which is great. But I think that being involved in this program here is going to give a lot of those military spouses an opportunity to be included in the workforce and continue to develop their careers. So really happy and excited to have the opportunity to contribute into this program.
Thank you, Peter. And yeah, we're really excited. Like I said, it's our third program, but in this one, in addition to hiring people with career breaks, we're looking for those military spouses as well, because as Peter said, they can really benefit from a lot of the same support and structure that is set up with this program. So again, excited that you could be a part of this program in general, and again, being here with us today. So, I've said before, our third program, we're so excited that we're continuing to grow it. I'd love to talk a little bit from your perspective, what value you are seeing in the organization from having this program, and also from the returners, right? Because I know as a returner myself, I questioned, do I have value to bring to an organization? Will someone want me? So can you talk a little bit to what value you are seeing with this program?
Sure. And thanks for bringing that up, Amanda. We see returners, as I mentioned, as kind of non-traditional talent. In Schneider, we really value all differences, and we recognize that people can bring very important and valuable skills and experiences and backgrounds, and especially people that don't follow the typical traditional career path. And even taking a break, right, from the workforce, that also involves certain experiences and growth that can be very valuable for us. So we really want to tap into that talent to really add that value to their organization. And in terms of the returnship program specifically, because as you mentioned, we know that some returners can have these kinds of concerns or doubts, the returnship program is intended, it's designed to offer a very comprehensive onboarding experience to cultivate that self-confidence and position a returner for success. And it also includes also engaging the manager, right, to really have him or her just develop that sensibility of how to engage with a returner, this non-traditional talent that is very valuable. And we've seen it time and time again, right, that it's that diversity of thought and that diversity of backgrounds, experiences, skills that really add value and really take our collective intelligence to the next level, ultimately to deliver that high performance. So we really want to tap into those differences and optimize and maximize them and really enable people to fulfill their potential.
Beautifully said. And, again, for some, I hope that's music to people's ears here listening today, of just a reminder of the value you bring. And, Peter, is there anything you want to say and wrap up? Because we are just about at time before our next session.
Yeah, I think, Mariana very, articulate in the fact that returnship provides that structure that we needed at Schneider Electric. Again, and it's not just from the actual returner, if you will, but it's also for the team, the hiring manager, and actually helping them better understand. So it's tremendous to have the structure, but then also too, you all are out there and you're doing that encouragement. You're getting people to realize, because we are our own worst enemy in the fact that, oh, I can't do this, I've been away from. No, that's not true. You've got value to add, and that is money in our pocket, because we are finding just a tremendous group of people, and often it's the most humble among the population that add the most value. So those that are sitting out there and not sure, and can I add value to this? Yes, you can. Trust the system, get involved, get in an internship, apply. And I would also just like to add to the fact that if you're a military spouse and you're out there and you're just seeing a tremendous amount of challenges associated with getting back into the workforce, Schneider Electric is a very accommodating organization. I would tell you, having served in the military, the values align perfectly. And I would just ask them to, just put your name in the hat. And again, I think what you're going to find is, tremendous opportunity that you will not regret. The worst that can happen is that, you went through the experience and, you're smarter for it.
Perfectly said. What a beautiful way to close it out. You never know unless you try. Peter, Mariana, thank you so much for your time, for your insight. It's been a pleasure talking to you. So thank you so much for participating. And for all our participants, we're going to start our next session. So if you want to click sessions on the left, and I'll meet you in the next session with our amazing returner, Christine Park, who will talk about her experience.
Thank you, Amanda. Our pleasure.
For all of you joining, I want to introduce the amazing Christine Park, who currently works at Schneider as a business development manager. She participated in our last program, so cohort 2, which started last January and wrapped up in the summer. So she essentially was in your shoes a year ago, starting this return to work journey. So I'm excited to have her here today to talk about her experience in the program and just provide any words of wisdom and insight she may have as you're embarking on this journey. So with that being said, Christine, I'd love to turn it over to you to just give a brief introduction of yourself, your role, and a little bit about your background.
Sure. Hi, thank you, Amanda. First of all, hi, everyone. It is such an honor to be here, to be able to share my experience with you guys. My name is Christine Park. I am a channel business development manager here in Schneider Electric. So prior to taking a career break, I was in a tech industry. So I started off doing some program management, moved on to take some marketing role, and then I wanted to do the sales role. So I took a sales role as a sales executive, and I just enjoyed every moment of it without knowing that I would take this career break, which I did. I don't regret. That was a, best decision I've ever made. And now I'm living in Atlanta with my loving husband and 2 little ones, and just happy to be back to work again.
Awesome, Christine. Yes, you do have 2 little ones. Oh, yes. Joining. And when you started this program, I know that was just navigating that was, a challenging experience, but you worked so beautifully through it. So how long was your career break? Can you share with everyone?
Sure. Yeah, it was a little over 6 years, almost like 6.5 years.
Okay. So I'm curious if you could share with everyone what motivated you to restart your career. And can you tell us a little bit about what that job search was like, having had that career break?
Sure. So as I took a little over 6 years of break, the first half of my career break, I wasn't really thinking of coming back to the workforce because I was like really busy focusing on raising, family. So I started taking a break when I got married, and that was a time that I just decided to myself to solely focus on raising my family. And I was pregnant just 6 months after we got married. So I was becoming a super mom. It was a hardest job, being a mom, sleepless night and nursing 24/7. So I was just so focused on looking after kids. And just when my oldest turned 2, I was pregnant again with my second one. So my, the break got a little longer. So after, and that was a time that pandemic hit. So everything was like so locked out and chaotic. So, but when things got better, when my youngest turned 2, that is going to be my second part of career break. There was a day that I took my little one to the brunch one day, and I was just so busy again, taking out the water bottle and everything, being a mom. And I suddenly looked at the table right next to us, and that was a group of people having a business lunch. They were dressing like so nicely with like business attire with their great company badge on them. So when I look at them, I suddenly thought, I used to be one of them, maybe I missed it. And maybe should I just consider again coming back to the workforce? And that was a day so out of random, I just thought that way. And that night I talked about it with my husband, and he said, like he's been being so supported, and he said he's been appreciative of me being a stay-at-home mom, looking after kids, doing all this house chores. He said whenever I want to go back to workforce, he will fully support it. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should start looking. And there was a time that I started like looking out, and of course I got a lot of rejection emails. I just can't count, and I had a lack of confidence because of that. And I was really feeling like I will never get back in. And I was literally about to give up. And there was a time that I found out this reachIRE program. And after reading through this description, I'm like, wow, really? You're training me and I'm still getting paid? It's just like too good to be true. And yeah, that was it.
Oh my God, I love it. It's like what a roller coaster of experience where you get so excited at this idea of I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to put myself out there, and then the rejection and rejection and rejection. And then can be really hard. So I think from this is, and I've been in that same place as well. So I just want to remind people, you're not alone if, or when you go through that. And also don't give up. And just know, there are opportunities out there. It just takes time. So thank you for being honest and open about what that experience felt like for you. So I love that you found reachIRE, and thought, what is this company? This is amazing. And so can you tell me, so recruiting process and interviewing, and that can feel daunting for someone who hasn't done it for a long time. So can you talk a little bit about what that experience was like for you going through the interviews and application process?
Sure. So I actually saw this posting on LinkedIn, which I applied, and was just so hoping that I get an email from them. And I think it was like a couple of days later, I got an email saying that they'd like to set up a phone interview. I was very excited. So I just jumped right on. And when I was having a call with a recruiter from reachIRE, it was like so comfortable, very laid back. And she was, like explaining what this program is about, and was checking if I'm interested in this, type of program, which I was very excited to know about. And after talking to her, she said she wanted to move me forward to have another round of interview with my hiring manager, who is now the manager that I report to. And yeah, that's how I got an interview with them. And a few days later, it was very conversational, casual, nothing scary. I was definitely very nervous and scared. I wasn't scared of, having that interview, but it wasn't nothing like that. It was like so conversational, very laid back. I loved it.
Awesome. That's great to know, right? Like in the sense of that can be daunting and scary to think to do, but you have, the support going through that process. So thank you for sharing. So I want to talk a little bit more about the program itself. Now you've started. Now, it's intentional. We create a lot of support. And I know Mariana alluded to this. Support structures in place to go through this 6-month experience. So for example, we have, you come in as a cohort. So you're not coming in alone. You come in with other individuals all starting at Schneider as well. Mm-hmm. We have week 1 training, which is called reimmersion week, to help prepare you to get back in. We have, monthly workshops. We have a platform that we have for our returners to use. And you also have myself as a program manager walking alongside you. So I know, Christine, you could probably spend a whole hour talking about all these different things. But if you wouldn't mind talking to a few of them in regard to how they helped you feel supported and be successful throughout this experience.
Absolutely. So the very first week, we had reimmersion week, so called like training week. And when I was given the schedule, I was I couldn't believe what I was looking at, because I was seeing every day we start with the meditation. So when I got that, I actually spoke to my husband saying that, hey, is this meditation that meditation that we both know of? I wasn't quite sure, and it was that meditation. So every day we started off by like closing our eyes, like taking a deep breath, calming ourselves down to start the day fresh. It was just so great. And one of the things that I still remember is that we had this assessment called DISC. So this test is basically telling you your interpersonal behavior that could be used in a work setting mode. So D is a dominant, I is influencer, S is steady, and C, I believe, is compliant. So this, after taking this assessment, this will basically tell you which part you're more leaning to. So it was a great experience learning more about myself and knowing what my strengths are. And after having this whole week of like re-immersion week, I felt more confident and prepared to start the role. And another thing, just like you mentioned, Amanda, cohort. You know, we started with a group of people having same feeling, you know, like of confidence, maybe we had a fear, but we still have this great built-in support system. We up until today, we have the group chat open. We are still supporting each other. We become a great friend. So I am so grateful to have this kind of core support. And you know what? Last but not least is definitely you, Amanda. You as a program manager, and you and I known each other as, you know, returner and a program manager. Now I feel like you're my counselor. You know, you've been doing so great. You have always been there for us. Any question, any feeling, even if when we have some blue days, you're always there. And I'm just so grateful that you're still supporting us. Thank you.
Oh, and I did not pay her to say that or anything like that. No, my goal is to help you be successful. And it's not perfect. There are hard days. Nobody's going to try to tell you otherwise, but to have the support of a cohort, a program manager, have resources around you, it really can make a difference. And again, you all started as strangers and developed strong friendships and bonds throughout it. So I know that always warms my heart to hear. So I want to switch gears and talk a little bit about your experience with Schneider. We heard a lot from Mariana and Peter around the culture, but from your experience, you're also getting a lot of support from Schneider. You have a manager, you get assigned a buddy that helps you throughout the program. So can you talk a little bit just about that and just even how you were able to contribute to a team, to your team?
Sure. So Schneider, when after that re-immersion week, that was a real day one for me to start working, and I was nervous again, but that was so unnecessary worry that I had. And when I first started, my manager set up the one-on-one weekly meeting, so just he and I. So he was helping me to set up my professional goals and my personal goals, and he was basically teaching me, what is expected, what I can do better, what can be done and stuff like that in very detail. In the very first thing that he told me is that he doesn't want me to be perfect, and he told me not even try to be perfect. No one's perfect, and he will help us along the way. And also, I was assigned a buddy. So this buddy is someone from Schneider Electric. So this buddy that I was assigned to, he has been helping me with the product knowledge, even company culture. And along the journey, he has been there to help me, get up to speed well. And it's just so great, Schneider collaborating with reacHIRE, everything makes so perfect for the returners like us.
Oh, thank you. And I love that. Thank you for sharing. It's glad you felt supported. I think it's so crucial. A lot of times we see returners want to come in and be perfect and get everything right away. And I think one of the first things I tell them is get rid of that, throw that out the door, because that's not realistic. This is a journey to learn and grow. So thank you for, sharing that reminder. And sometimes people wonder, will I be able to contribute to the team? And did you find that you were giving meaningful work, and adding value from that perspective?
True. When I started, I had this self-doubt that even if I have, this whole like PEX experience, just because of the fact that I took a career break, I had this self-doubt saying, oh, can I do as much as I've done before? Can I do better? Can I really perform this job done? And all this kind of like got me down sometimes, but that was another unnecessary worry. You have a lot of support system, your cohort, your manager, your buddy, everyone is so supporting you around. So I can believe it's my 10-month in, but what I've done is actually a lot more than I was expecting me to be done. So one of the work that I've done is the national initiative that I was working on. So I had to run, whole initiative across the whole region. I got to meet a lot of people, learning from each other. And I ended up bringing the revenue, gaining Schneider Electric's mind share. So everything is just so great. So what I want to tell you is that I've done a lot more than I thought I would ever, get done. So don't be afraid. You will do that for sure.
You're capable of more than you think you are.
Exactly.
And when you started day one and they said, you're going to run this, you'd probably be like, no way.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but you just,
how,
yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Is there any other support that helped you throughout this experience as you think about kind of how you navigated it?
Sure. I wouldn't be here today without my family support. So first of all, my husband, our life has flipped, from the day that I started like working, because I couldn't give 100% attention to my family as I've done before. So even lately, I've been traveling quite a lot. So there are multiple days that I was not home. I was out of town, and my husband took his PTO to look after kids and doing all these house chores. He's never been complaining, just anything about what I've been doing. And he's been very supportive. So I am so grateful to have that kind of support from my husband. And absolutely, my little ones, they're 3 and just turned 6. So they're still little. They still need my full attention. But one of the worries, and maybe the biggest worry that I had coming back to the workforce, is that my youngest kid, he was 2. So he wasn't in full-time school. So I had to put him in a full-time school. So I was so worried that what if he's not being adjusted, like those kind of things. But, the kids are smarter than what we think, right? So he was so happy to go to school even from day one. And he still loved going to school even till today. So even if they're little, they understand you. They will support you. So everything, the whole family support that I have is something that I am so grateful for coming back to the workforce.
I tell you, it takes a tribe, right? It was just, you need your support, and, thank you for sharing all that. And so we have just a couple minutes left, but I would love in these final minutes, you've already shared such great wisdom and insight from your experience. But as we wrap up, any other advice or words of wisdom you want to provide to our, participants here who are considering returning to work, or they're just starting that journey of thinking about going back. Some are more ready and just considering returning to work at Schneider.
Sure. I want to tell every one of you saying that I totally understand how you're feeling right now, because I've been there, but if you think of the forest, if you look at the forest is made up of all different unique size of trees. There are tall tree, short tree, skinny tree, giant tree, baby trees. So everything is so unique, making up the whole forest. So don't even try to compare to yourself to anybody else, to anything else. You're just so special as you are. So all the worry, put that aside. Just come as you are, because you will be loved for who you are. And yeah, Amanda, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be able to share my story with amazing people over here. And I wish you all the best, people.
Christine, I love that forest analogy. We are all unique. But be who you are and show up authentically. I think that's a great sentiment to leave on. So Christine, thank you for being part of our journey, being here today, and just being an inspiration to others with your story. And for those that are here, we are now going to wrap up this session and move to the next one, where you're going to get a chance to hear more about the roles from one of our recruiters, and we'll talk even more about that recruiting process. So please now go to the sessions on your left and join that next screen, and I will see you there. Bye, Christine. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Welcome, everyone, as you are all coming in here today. Thank you for sticking with us. And I'm going to just kick us off, Kimberly. So Kimberly is one of our senior program managers. And what I love too, Kimberly, you've been involved with all 3 Schneider programs. So like myself, you've had a depth of experience working with the organization. So happy to have you here.
Hi, everyone. So happy to be here. I really loved hearing from Christine. I loved her story about being in the park with her kids and looking over at the business people having their business meeting and thinking that used to be me. I absolutely love that story. So very happy to be here. I'm Kimberly. I'm on the recruiting team. I am based out of Boston. I've been with reacHIRE for about 2 years. Tomorrow is actually my 2-year anniversary. I have had a career in recruiting. I won't tell you how many years, but for quite some time, for different corporations. And this has been my absolute favorite role, favorite job, most fulfilling job I've ever had. I love talking to returners. I love the energy that you all bring. I love being able to help people, be a small step of small help getting you back into the workforce and back in the journey. So I'm really excited to talk to you today about Schneider. We are recruiting for a variety of roles. We have roles across many different areas: HR, sales, marketing, project management, construction, engineering, product management, among others. So we really encourage you to take a look at the links below. That will show you a link to all of the roles so you can take a look and see what looks like a good match for you. These roles are in a variety of locations. I think this program is actually the most locations we've ever had. So we're super excited that there's large reach and we can hopefully reach lots of people in lots of different locations. We do have, you can see there's a section called remote. Those roles can be fully remote, fully work from home. The other roles that have specific locations tied to them, they do expect you to be in the office for some period of time, and each role does vary. Sometimes it's a few days a week, sometimes it's a couple times a month, but they do expect you to be close enough to the office, commutable to the office, that you can go in to the office and really connect with the Schneider team, feel a part of the team, feel part of the culture, and spend that part of the time in the office. I think hybrid is a great way to go. I know a lot of companies are doing that now. I think you have the flexibility that we love with work from home, plus the ability to spend some time in person and meet with your teammates and leadership. So we have many locations available: Boston area, Dallas, Nashville, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, California, Louisville, Kansas City, St. Louis, North Carolina, Michigan, Chicago, Las Vegas, Denver, Alabama. So just going to list them all out for you. If any of those sound good to you, definitely take a look. And again, the link to the specific roles with the locations and the job descriptions is below. So take a look and apply directly there if any of those look good to you. All right. So yes.
No, thank you, Kimberly. That was a great, thorough overview. So I would love to have you talk a little bit about the process. I know Christine talked about what that looked like for her, which I think was a great, overview of it, but would love to give people a little bit of insight into what they can expect if they apply for a role.
Absolutely. So I loved hearing from Christine. I thought that it was really great that she said it was conversational, it wasn't scary. And I know that people can be nervous. I talk to people every day where the first thing that they tell me is, I'm nervous to talk to you. This is the first interview I've had in 10 years. So we try to keep it as conversational, as low pressure, as pleasant and fun as possible. So I'm really glad that Christine had that experience and could share that with you. So it's not just Christine telling you, it's not just me telling you that, it's Christine as well. So I can tell you a little bit about the process. So we are recruiting for all of our roles on a rolling basis with a final application deadline of December 1st. So final application deadline of December 1st. But if you are interested in a role, please apply sooner rather than later because the role may be filled quickly. Again, rolling basis means that we're interviewing people as you apply. We are moving forward. So don't wait until December 1st. Please apply if you are interested now. So after you apply, our recruiting team will review your application and reach out to you directly to schedule an interview if we think that there is a fit. I do want to call out, I think there's lots of talk about, bots and algorithms and things going on when you apply, that there isn't an actual human looking at your application. But I can guarantee you that a member of our recruiting team looks at every single application and really carefully reviews it, thinks about the skills that you have, the transferable skills that you have. Sometimes we look at an application and think, oh, the role that this person applied for actually isn't what we think is a great fit, but we have another role that we think would be really great for them. And so we'll interview you and talk to you about that role. So we're always thinking about a good fit for you. And I can guarantee you there is a human on the other side reviewing all your resumes and your applications. So again, if you're selected to move forward, the first step is a 40-minute video interview with a member of our recruiting team. 40 minutes might seem a little long. Sometimes a first screen interview is 20 minutes. That might be what you're used to or what you remember from interviewing before. But we really want to spend a lot of time getting to know you in that 40 minutes. We want to hear about your story. We want to understand, the twists and turns that your career may have taken and what you've done during your break to refresh your skills, why you're excited to come back to work. Again, the more time that we spend getting to know you, the clearer we are about where you could best fit and how we can best prepare you for the next step in the process. So this is a casual interview. It is 40 minutes, but it is casual. No preparation is necessary. Again, we're really getting to know you, asking about your background and experiences, and we'll share further details about the program and the specific role that you applied to. Next, if the member of the recruiting team thinks that you would be a successful candidate for the role, we'll send your candidacy to the specific hiring manager at Schneider Electric, and that hiring manager will review your information and determine if they want to meet with you as the next step in the process. So the next step, if the hiring manager does want to meet with you, is another video interview with the hiring manager at Schneider Electric. This is a behavioral style interview, and reachHIRE Recruiting will send you information prior to this interview with tips on how to best prepare for a behavioral style interview. Behavioral interviews are questions like, tell me about a time when. So it's really digging into your past experience to understand how you might attack a situation in the future. So again, we'll send you information on how to best prepare so you feel confident going into that interview with the hiring manager. And I just want to say too that Schneider Electric managers know that you have a career break. They're not evaluating you against candidates without breaks. Again, they're looking for your potential, your passion, your ability to learn, and your transferable skills.
I love that. And also reminding people of, volunteer work that you're doing, even in some of those behavioral style questions.
Yes.
You use volunteer work that you have had as well. Everyone, that's really valuable experience as well.
Absolutely. And we definitely talk about that in the reachHIRE Recruiter first round conversation. We talk about what you've done during your break. Has it been volunteering? Have you taken some classes? Also, if you haven't, that's also totally fine. People have taken their breaks for a variety of reasons. And sometimes that reason is you needed to spend all of your time on whatever that reason was that you took your break. But if you did volunteer, if you did take any courses, love to talk to you about that and make sure we highlight that for the hiring managers as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for providing all that great insight. Before we wrap up, anything else you want, any other closing remarks or thoughts regarding, the recruiting process?
I think people have said this before, but I would say if you have any doubts or hesitations, apply. And even if you're not sure if you hit every single qualification for the role, again, the recruiting team is reviewing and we might see something that you might not see. We might have another role in mind for you. We might see something in your skills that maybe you haven't even put together that you would be good at a certain thing. So please, don't let that, insecurity or any kind of biases you have hold you back from applying. We would love to take a look and to talk to you about what we can do for you.
Awesome. All right, Kimberly. Well, thank you so much. And I just want to take here we have Justin. I'll turn it over to you to close us out.
Hey, just wanted to jump in and tell you all, this is one of the best events we've ever had. We've got a record number of registrations, a record number of people attending. So I want to thank each and every single one of you for making this one of the best events reacHIRE has. I want to remind everyone that after this session is closed and we can close out, the expo booth is going to be open till the conclusion of this event, till around, it's going to be around 1:05 Eastern time. You want to go give it a check? We've got the expo booth open. We've got Melissa in there. We're going to have Kimberly jumping in there. If you want to have any conversations directly about the roles, there's also a really cool hype video that we have to give you a little bit more about what Schneider Electric is about, and as well as all of our social handles and all of the ways that you can follow us. And at the end of this event, either today or later tomorrow, you will find in your email all of the links that we've provided here today, all of the information that we have for further events, and we will be in touch as programs launch, and making sure that you're part of our community as we continue to grow all of these cohorts. So I thank you all for attending today. Any closing remarks, Amanda or Kimberly?
No, I just want to thank everyone. And I do see a question in here, and while I have a minute to just answer, of the recruitment process involving 4 or 5 interviews here, I just want to reiterate, it can vary by role, but typically it's the round with the reachHIRE recruiter, and then a separate round with the hiring manager. Sometimes there might be another round, or sometimes with the hiring manager, there may be 1 or 2 people. So it is not a 4 to 5 round process like you might see in other traditional type hires. So just wanted to clarify that, but did want to say it may vary a little bit by role. Grateful to be here. Thank you all for your time and participating and hanging out with me for the last hour.
Thank you, Amanda. Great job, everyone.
All right. Have a great day.